And now, Algerian freelance journalist Khaled Drareni has been jailed after an Algiers court quashed his judicial appeal on Wednesday. Drareni had been arrested on March 7 while covering the start of an anti-regime demonstration in the capital, Algiers, where he was correspondent for the NGO Reporters Without Borders, RSF. He is charged of inciting an unarmed gathering and undermining the country's territorial integrity.
Well, that's right, Jerry. The Algerian judicial system is currently being criticized by both human rights organizations and the general public. On Wednesday, two former prime ministers were sentenced to 15 and 12 years in imprisonment, respectively, over issues of corruption. An independent Algerian journalist, Khaled Drareni, was placed under a committal order after the Algiers court's indictment division overturned his judicial review. And of course, there is the conviction of the political prisoner and coordinator of the non-accredited Democratic and Social Union Party, Khaled Drareni. So let's find out more in your interview, Jerry, this morning.
Absolutely, Ruth. So how is Algeria and the popular Iraq protest movement reacting to this news? Our correspondent, Tariq Afid, now joins us from Algiers. Tariq, some developments here from the Algerian justice. There are a couple of cases, but I'll start off with Karim Tabou, a political leader who's been in the pre-trial detention since October. Tabou was sentenced on Tuesday to 1 year in prison by an Algiers court, although it was supposed to be released today. Now, under what conditions did this hearing take place?
Bonjour.
Good morning to you. The lawyers of the opponent, Karim Tabou, qualify his hearing as a unique case in the annals of Algerian justice. Tabou, who had already been sentenced to 6 months in prison for undermining the morale of the army by the Algiers court, was due to be released. The prosecutor general decided to appeal against this decision, and the accused was presented Tuesday in a hearing at the Algiers court. Except that his lawyers had not been kept informed of the scheduling of this hearing. Deprived of his defense, Karim Tabou refused to be judged and ended up making a malaise at the insistence of the magistrate. So while he was in the infirmary, the judge sentenced him to 1 year in prison. Karim Tabou, who suffers from facial paralysis and an inability to move his left arm, returned to his cell. Well, Tariq, let me come in here. Yesterday, Wednesday, the indictment chamber of the Algiers court placed journalist Khaled Drareni under committal order, whereas he had been under judicial supervision until then. So how would you explain this turn of events? The Algiers court's indictment was made public. The case made public the case of our brother Khaled Drareni on Wednesday. Decided to lift the judicial review procedure to which the journalist had been subjected to since 10th March and to place him on a committal order. Drareni was arrested on 8 March while doing his job as a journalist while filming a Iraq match, to be precise. After 3 days in police custody, the Algiers court charged him, with attacking the integrity of the national territory and inciting an armed gatherings. Within the corporation, the Drareni case is seen as a new strategy of the government to suppress the press through the judiciary. But a quick reminder here, the Algerian constitution prohibits the imprisonment of journalists. Press offences cannot give rise to a custodial sentence.
Tariq, the Algiers court also upheld the prison sentences against two former heads of government of the former administration. How are these sentences being received? What's been the reaction in Algeria?
Indeed, as you can tell, judicial activity has been well activated in recent days in Algeria. The case of corruption trial of former members of Abdelaziz Bouteflika's regime has been held. But a quick one here. The two former prime ministers, Ahmed Ouyaha and Abdul Malik Selau, have had their sentences confirmed, 15 and 12 years in prison respectively. The court also acquitted former transport minister Abdelghani Zalani, who had served as campaign manager for President Bouteflika's during his 5th term in office. Another noteworthy fact is that the trial ended with a sentences are being reduced for several ministers and businessmen close to the circle of the president. As for the reaction of the people, it has been through social networks. People express their frustrations and anger in these times of confinement due to the coronavirus. Many Algerians perceive this recent court decision as a will to condemn citizens.
Well, Tariq, this is how much we can take. I'd like to thank you for sharing with us the latest with the convictions and the reactions so far. We'll continue to monitor as we have been doing. Thank you very much, Tariq. Africanews correspondent Tariq Afid speaking to us there from Algiers. If you're just joining us, you're watching The Morning Call coming to you live from our studios here in Pointe Noire, the Republic of Congo. We are also live for you on our website, africanews.com, where you can watch us in English and in French. Now, still to come on the program. Bored at home and perhaps looking for what to do aside games and movies, especially during these self-isolation times? Well, here is one idea for escaping without leaving your home. Online yoga will take you to Israel to hear of the story of a yoga teacher there. Plus, they say the silver lining it is for some people from any bad news, while Japan regrets its Olympic Games postponed to 2021. 400 meters South African Olympic champion Wade van Niekerk is relishing the news. All of this plus much more after the break. Ruth and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere.